Make it big.
Sounds good. How's it going today? My name is Nigel Chambers. I'm from Big Gold Belt Media. Tayarisha and Kiersey, it's a pleasure and honor to talk to you today about the new film, A Young Wife, which is being released digitally May 31st. How you two feeling?
Good. How are you?
Bless, bless. Thank you so much for the time. I know this has been a long time coming. I've heard about this film for about a while, and now that I had my chance to talk about it, it lived up to every bit of the hype that people were talking about. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend South by Southwest that year, and we know how the strange world of movie making is. We just don't know when it's going to get released. It gets put in that to that purgatory point. But nonetheless, now that it's here, very excited to talk about it and want to give you two both congratulations on the success with it so far. Tarisha, this is your baby, and I've seen your first film and Sheila in the Spades, which came out right before the pandemic. That's when everything was really cool, and it seems like now you really are in groove. You're telling stories that we haven't seen or felt before. For you, just how special was it to get this film out, and what is it that you want the audience to receive in terms of this film?
Yeah, honestly, thank you for asking. It's so special to make something. It's just, I feel so privileged to be able to, like, people lovingly, we joke about it on set, but there are days when you walk onto set and you look around and you're like, you guys, this is a literal dream come true. Like, I wrote this page, I can see it. You guys are wearing the clothes. Like, you are the real people alive in front. Like, it's a dream come true. So it's wild to be doing that and also have like the industry realities of that dream. And like the realities of that dream be or affecting that dream, like pandemics and strikes and the industry. But at the heart of it, it's just still there. It's that we get to make this thing and then we get to release this art into the world and share it with other people. And then I get to hear like these brand new interpretations of this thing that I thought I had this like sole idea of or this sole ownership over. Like I get to like relinquish all that ownership and I get to be told what it means and what these things can mean. And it's very exciting, very thrilling. I don't know if that answers your question. I got a little sidetracked.
No, 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 it absolutely does. And um, I would imagine, not to speak for you here, but bringing Kiersey on, it seems like such a perfect fit. I don't know if you two knew each other beforehand, but just the organic writing for somebody that I've watched her career since Dope seems like this was like almost angelic for her. For Kiersey, for you, when you saw the script and when you stepped into this role, just how special was it for you? And ultimately, what is it that you want the fans to connect with your character?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, for people watching it, connecting, eh, I think people will walk away thinking about themselves much more than they leave thinking about Celestina, to be honest. I don't think it'll be like they see the movie and then have this conversation about the character they just watched. I think it's really easy for everyone to I feel like she's just she is the embodiment though of like just be a human being.
Yeah. Yep.
um, we see her go through every emotion.
Yep.
And sometimes she contradicts herself quite a bit as well. Um, and that's why I was drawn to her. I really loved that I could see both sides of all of the arguments between her and the people that she loves that are in this movie. Um, and I think that there's a lot of, I guess, what people would call like playing devil's advocate in a sense. Like it's just one of those, I feel like a lot
Yeah.
of the conversation, I feel like the movie also could have taken place at just a dinner table, you know? Um,
Yeah.
which is like holidays with your family, and it's where the
I was
fight
just about to say
exactly that. It's not really about this wedding. It
Yeah.
that.
is about this young wife, this projection onto
Yeah.
this woman of what it means for someone to get married and to not just for someone, but for a woman to get married and to be a wife.
Yeah.
And I just really related to that and related to her at that time in my life, specifically. But I still relate to her in ways, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I that's it.
Yeah, listen, you two are both very successful already, pretty and damn early in your careers here. And when you attach as a director or an actor or writer, there's these perceptions behind it here and expectations, which is a part of this conversation is these projected expectations for you. I'm not in the business, but as a college graduate, but you know, my family always says like I'm supposed to know everything, no matter what my degree is in. I'm just supposed to know everything, and that
Right.
becomes triggering at times. You know, what is the therapeutic message within this film in terms of and one thing I did pick up on was boundaries, but what are some of the other messages that are intertwined in here therapeutic wise?
Mm.
That's a good question. Yeah.
We were talking, but we were saying earlier, like an hour ago, how at no point did we really talk about boundaries when we were filming. It was
Yeah.
never a discussion of she's crossing your boundary right now. You know, you have this boundary and they're not listening. It was just, which I think is, you know, when you're watching the movie and there's no talk of like therapy. It
Wow.
seems like everyone turns to meditation, like it's not,
Yeah.
there's not this active healing that's happening with anyone. Everyone seems
Yeah,
very set in their ways, and that's what makes, what Celestina is doing seem so crazy.
yeah.
When she's just switching it up a little bit, you know? And I I think that what you're saying about your personal experience of people in your family thinking that you're supposed to know everything. Yeah, I think that's what I think everyone thought that she knew everything and she really had
Hmm.
it. She did it right. She lived up to everyone's expectations. And then slowly over time in this response, I think more specifically to obviously losing a friend and wherever we are time-wise and environmentally, she's having this trauma response while everyone else around
Mm.
her seems to be either, I think everyone is pretending it's okay. I think like something really that you can relate it to right now specifically is how I can go on TikTok and I can go from someone telling me like how to accentuate your waist in three, like how to put the perfect outfit together. Here's my new favorite blush. Here's the best collar for your dog. Uh, and then the next thing I see is photos from and videos from a genocide. That's what I think is happening in the movie. At least that's something that I take away from it.
Exactly that feeling. Yeah.
Um, which is wow, how are all of these things happening at the same time? And what does me denying, my home right now that I'm in? We all have like a roof over our head at the moment from what I can see and
Yeah,
clothes on our body. And um me denying that and not being in this doesn't change what's happening on the other
yeah,
side of the world. And how do you sit with that?
yeah.
And what changes do you make in your life to like counteract that emotion? But what's the use of that? It's just a very, she is this tornado waiting to happen. That's why you see the storm in the movie. And
Mhm.
things have always been this way. We just now are seeing far
I
more than we're supposed
I
to.
see a
I
lot.
was just about to say, go ahead. I want to cut you off there.
Oh, I think that's so well said. I'm just saying, like, I think that's exactly, it's that feeling of scrolling through social media and being able to see in the present tense what's happening everywhere. And then
Yeah,
also to have like your own little dramas that are happening. And because that's how the brain works, it's like, well, this is important to me, even though this is also important to me. And how do you hold all of these things at the same time? And
mm.
also, while like, God, what does it mean to be okay anymore?
Ma-
How do you be okay? We're
Yeah.
all trying to figure it out. But that's the thing. We're all asked, like, we all are trying to figure out how to be okay. And I think we're still like pretending that we're okay, even though like nobody is.
Yeah. I want
Agreeing
to
to
sneak
like
this
not be
last
okay. Yeah.
I want to sneak this last question in really quickly. And I just want to say, although I'll never be a wife, I absolutely connect through this character directly just because of that statement you just made. But I want to know about some of the creative decisions in terms of the art style with this film, the color choices, some of these silhouettes that you had. What was sort of the
Mhm.
thought process behind that?
Yeah, we thought of it as a process of what we call, me and Jomo Frey, our cinematographer, we called it acid expressionism. And acid really like being influenced not just by like the music, like honestly, just like the period of art that came out of everybody dropping acid. That's what it like, but specifically like everybody dropping acid in America. Like I think there's something really like traumatizing about being American that really comes through when people were dropping acid, came through in the art that was created. And expressionism, just in the sense of like the art style of expressionism. So acid expressionism, just really leaning into never trying to, in a scene, we were never really concerned with the words that people were saying and like the dialogue and the story that we needed to tell. It was always the focus of every single scene, every single choice. The focus was the emotion that we were trying to express. So every choice made, every clothing choice, every color choice, every lens choice, it was what's the emotion that we're trying to express, because the most important thing that we are doing is just creating a space for the people watching this film to feel these emotions with the characters, as opposed to like figuring out the mystery of the story. It's not about that.
Mm,
It's just about feeling with these people. A lot of people don't know how to feel emotions. So we're trying to make space for people to just feel their emotions.
mm, mm. I don't know if we need a podcast or a watch along, but I need more of
Listen,
this.
maybe I'll start a YouTube channel. I don't
Let's get
know.
it done. Let's get it done. But truly, thank you both so much for the time today. Thank you so much for your work on this film. It's absolutely going to start conversations. It really did help me through the day when I watched it, and I can't wait to be able to watch this again once it releases digitally May 31st. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Love talking.